welcome our first guest now, John Maher. Great to see you. Now, in his past life, John, well, why didn't you tell them what you used to do before you moved to the island?
When I was 16, I joined a punk rock band called Buzzcocks, and I was still in school at the time, and then left school and then spent the sort of next 5 years.
I'm going to reminisce for some of your music. Here we go, look. Oh, that song! Everyone's saying that song!
It's that song, it's that song, yes. Well,
do you still play it? Do you still play music?
I do, yeah.
Play the drums,
yeah, occasionally, yeah.
Well, your life is very different now, but how did you come to be a resident here then on Harris? What happened?
That started with coming up here on holidays in the mid-90s with my wife Helen, and ultimately started thinking about, you know, making the move here, and then in 2002 that's what we did, and we've been here ever since.
Did you have a plan then for a job, for a career, what have you, actually here on the island?
Well, after the music thing, I moved into building high-performance Volkswagen engines, and that's what I was into late 80s, 90s, and effectively what I did was I took up the workshop from Manchester and I moved it to Leverborough, about 5 miles down the road from here.
Fantastic. And you've got this, I mean, you're a self-taught photographer, but you've got a real talent for it. And I think you mentioned earlier, you know, when you drive through, you see a lot of derelict houses here. And you took them to your heart, didn't you? And they became the subject that you enjoy taking photos of. We've got some examples of your work here. So tell us then, why did they inspire you? And how?
I think it's an interesting something about the people, the connection of people with the place, rather than just taking landscape photographs that don't have anything relating to people in it normally. And once I discovered that many of the houses had a lot of personal belongings left behind, it became quite a bit of an obsession, and I got addicted to going out and looking for more and more houses like that.
It's incredible actually the way that works, because with the whole property market, it's actually cheaper to build a new house than it is to kind of refurbish the old ones that aren't insulated so well. So you see them abandoned and lost all over the place. But that point of community then started to direct you to taking photos of the individuals who live and work here and start telling their stories through your work.
That seemed like a logical move to actually start taking photographs of people, because I was feeling that the old photo of the houses, although they didn't feature people, it was about people just the same by virtue of what they left behind. So then, you know, next step, that's little Matilda, who is actually moving into, or will be, one of the derelict houses that I photographed. That is eventually going to become a family home again, which is great.
Well, a lot of your thing is about taking pictures of people in the island in their place of work to show how people make a living here.
Yeah.
One of those people that we've got in the audience is Ian. Ian, come on in. Who's a binman here?
Good to see you, Ian. Little ripple for it. I think we've got your photo actually.
Ian.
We'll have a look at you. Look, there you are. Here you are in all of your work clothes. Because yeah, as Al said there, you are the bin. Do you like that photo? What do you make of it?
I like it very much. I think I look very handsome, and I think
very handsome.
I make the bin look very good as well.
And the funny thing was, we passed you on the road earlier. We give you a beep.
Yeah.
The good news for us.
You didn't register, did you? You didn't know who we were in the car.
It actually wasn't me, because I took the day off
Ah.
just to come here.
Well, you're in your glad rags, but the good news for us is that the bin collection does happen down this end of the island on a Thursday.
Even if I'm not on the bin wagon. Yeah.
And conditions like this, I mean, I know we're talking about the weather, this, that and the other, but actually, I mean, in all seriousness, you do get winds of up to 100 miles an hour.
In all seriousness, you get the most horrendous winds up here.
Yeah.
I mean, we get all types of weather, but wind is the most dangerous part of our job. We've actually there was a hurricane not so long ago, about a year ago, and that was the first time bins, the bin, what's the name, was cancelled.
Oh, the round.
The bin runs were cancelled all over the island. That was the only time.
But I mean, let's focus on the summer. Let's focus on the summer, forget the winter. It must be beautiful, Ian. I mean, the bin round must be absolutely picturesque.
It is. Well, I'm blessed to see this island, you know, in everything.
There you are. Look at that brilliant picture.
These are your photos then. So you're telling the story as well as you go along. Nice
yes,
little swirly there.
Yeah. I mean, it is a blessing. This island is just the most spectacular place to live and to work. Yeah.
It's actually great for me to come here. We run Hebridean sheep on our farm as well, so I feel like I'm coming back
We've
to
been
the
trying to
motherland.
spot them every car journey.
Well, one thing that you may be able to spot, hanging in the mist behind us, is the island of Tarrantay. Now, this place became incredibly famous. I'm sure lots of you will be going, oh yeah, I recognise that name.